Hi guys, it's Arielle. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. Happy October, happy fall. I am so excited because today I want to share with you guys my pumpkin spice syrup recipe. I make this syrup to throw in any cappuccinos or lattes that I make to make the perfect and affordable pumpkin spice latte. The reason why I started making this recipe is because I can remember the first time I bought a pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks in France. It was at the airport in Lyon and it cost me 12 euros. 12 euros, you guys. And I caved that one time, but never again. It's crazy because making this syrup is so easy and so incredibly cheap that it just makes no sense to pay 12 euros for it. You could probably make 2 batches of this pumpkin spice syrup for 12 euros. So yeah, I will leave the recipe and all the ingredients down below in the description. And the ingredients that you need are really super simple. I have 2.5 cups of water in the pot already. You're gonna need sugar, vanilla, cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, ginger, and pumpkin puree. Everything literally just goes into the pot and you heat it on the stove until it turns into a syrup-like texture. The one thing that I had to make myself that took a little bit more time was the pumpkin puree. I know you can find this in North American grocery stores. In Canada, one of my favorite pies to make this season is pumpkin pie. And so I know you can just go down the canned goods aisle, pick up a couple cans of pumpkin puree, and it's easy, but I have actually never found pumpkin puree in a grocery store in France. So I made this one myself. What I did was I bought 1 butternut squash, I cut it in half, I took all the seeds out, and I literally just threw it in the oven at 400 for about 45 minutes. And once it came out of the oven, I let it cool for a second, and I scooped all of the squash out. I put it in my mixer. I did add quite a bit of water as well to get it into this liquidy consistency, but this was actually really easy to make. So if you are in a country where pumpkin puree is not easily accessible, you can really just buy your squash of choosing and cook it and blend it yourself. So like I said, we're gonna start the recipe with 2.5 cups of water. The next thing you're gonna add is 1 cup of your pumpkin puree. There we go. Next, we have 2 cups of sugar, which does seem like quite a lot. What I will say is that this syrup tastes exactly like the Starbucks pumpkin spice latte. It is to a T their syrup. I don't know how you can get it so similar, but this truly is. That being said, I do find that the Starbucks pumpkin spice latte is way too sugary. So I think that if you also feel that way, you can probably have the sugar. The pumpkin spice latte syrup that I'm specifically making right now is going to be a birthday gift for my friend whose party I'm going to tonight. And I also want to give it out as little party favors at my own Thanksgiving party. So I'm going to keep it at that sugary level, the same sugary level as Starbucks, but just a heads up, it tastes 100% the same. So if you also find that Starbucks is too sugary, you can definitely have the sugar. So that's 1 cup. I'll do a second. And I'm just using white granulated sugar. Before we add in our spices, I'll just add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Let me know down below if you recognize this bottle. I did not purchase this in France. I actually brought it home with me from Toronto after I went on a little Costco run. Next, we have 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. 1 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Fall spices are my favorite. The aroma when this is on the stovetop is so good. Half a teaspoon of ginger. And then a heaping half teaspoon of cloves. And these I keep in the syrup until it thickens, but I do take them out before I bottle the syrup because you don't really want to have the whole clove in your coffee. Okay, you guys, that is literally it. That is all you need to make your pumpkin spice latte. It looks like a mess, but I'm just gonna throw it on the stovetop. It takes probably 10 minutes. I'm gonna have it on medium heat, and you're just gonna stir it, and it's gonna simmer down until it gets to a nice thick syrup. While I'm just waiting for the syrup to come to a boil, I thought I would show you guys the jars that I picked up at the thrift store. This is what I want to put the syrup in and give it as a gift. I disassembled them because I washed them at the highest heat level in the dishwasher. So I'm just gonna reassemble them real quick. So there we go. They're just like these little pots, these little jars. Sorry, they're not pots. In French, the word for jar is pot. So yeah, I thought that'd be really cute. I'll put a little bow on it, and that is going to be a birthday gift for my friend Matthew on my basketball team, and then I'll try and find a few more of these before my Thanksgiving party. Okay, let me show you guys, because I hear it simmering in the back. Let me show you what it looks like once it does come to a boil. This is what it looks like. It is raging. So we're just gonna turn it down to low heat. And I'm gonna let it simmer for about 10-15 minutes until this liquid becomes a thicker, stickier sauce. This is pretty much the thickness that we want. I'm just gonna take it off the heat and we'll strain it. So before it cools down and thickens even more, I'm just gonna strain out the cloves. Jean just came in, and I would have asked him to help me cook this or sample it, but number one, he hates coffee and he has no interest in pumpkin spice. But yeah, so the cloves are filtered out, and I'm just going to pour the syrup into my 2 little jars, and then the remainder I'll just store in this empty jam jar. I made quite a big batch of the syrup just because I wanted some for myself and also for those little gifts. But if you, like me, are the only person in your household that likes pumpkin spice lattes, then you can definitely have this recipe. So yeah, there we go. This is the final product. In total, this took me maximum 30 minutes to make. So it is super easy if you love pumpkin spice lattes and you're trying to save a little bit of money this fall. I also picked up these mugs at the thrift store as well, because it's always nice to go for a walk with the leaves falling and the fall ambiance outdoors and the fresh air. So that way I can still have my pumpkin spice latte to go without buying it. Oh, actually, and I'll just mention as well that when I make my cappuccino, I take about 1 tablespoon of the syrup and I put it at the bottom of the cup and I pour the hot espresso shot over it. That way it melts and mixes into the coffee, because once these do cool down, they do get a little bit hard. It's a much thicker consistency than liquid, since we boiled most of the water out. But yeah, there we have it. That is my pumpkin spice latte syrup recipe. I hope you guys enjoy this one. Let me know what you think down below. Let me know what I should cook next down below as well, and I'll see you guys in my next one.